Story 1. Silas Morvan, the Tinder Killer. July 2018. New York was sweating under the summer heat. Streets buzzing, people rushing. As always, Rachel Monroe, a 29-year-old nurse, exhausted after a night shift, was scrolling through Tinder. She wasn't looking for anything special, just warmth, comfort, someone to talk to. And then, him. A smile, confident eyes, easy conversation. Silas Morvan seemed polite, maybe even a little shy. The perfect match. They agreed to meet. Just a simple date. Dinner, a walk, some light flirting. What Rachel didn't know was that the man sitting across from her wasn't looking for love. He was hunting. He wanted control, fear, a victim. A day later, Rachel was found dead. The scene shocked even seasoned investigators. She had been raped, murdered. No fingerprints, no evidence. Only her Tinder chat with Silas led the police to a suspect. But by then, he was gone. Weeks later, Los Angeles, on the other side of the country, a cheap motel on the city's edge. A housekeeper hears strange sounds from behind a door. She calls the police. Inside, they find a woman, tied up, weak, terrified, and Silas, calm, cold, almost disappointed that it ended so soon. During interrogation, Silas spoke flatly, like he was talking about the weather. He confessed to 6 murders, maybe more. No one knew for sure. His victims were women he met online, women who just wanted to be loved. He promised them warmth, but brought death. He wasn't just a killer. He was a predator in the age of swipes and likes. And the silence in that interrogation room was louder than any scream. Story 2. Grace's birthday. Grace Millane, 22, was a British tourist full of hopes for an unforgettable trip. On December 1st, 2018, her birthday, she opened Tinder, hoping to find company for the evening. That's when she met Jesse Kempson. Charming, smiling, exactly her type. They started chatting and soon agreed to meet. Cocktails, light flirting, laughter. Grace felt safe. Surveillance cameras recorded their last moments. She was smiling. He had his arm around her. They walked toward his apartment. She was still alive. But the next day, no one could reach her. Her family grew worried. The police got involved. Cameras showed she had gone home with Kempson. Then his story began to fall apart. He avoided questions, changed details. A few days later, Grace was found in a forest, packed into a black suitcase. Kempson claimed it was a sex game gone wrong, but the bruises, the evidence, told a different story. The court didn't believe him. He was sentenced to life in prison, and Grace's family lost her forever. On the day that should have been the beginning of a new chapter in her life. Story 3. The Collector. She was flawless, tall, elegant, with eyes the color of winter skies. A woman every man dreamed of. She knew how to listen, laughed at the right moments, lightly touched your hand as she spoke. She seemed perfect. Her Tinder profile gathered dozens of likes every hour. No one could have imagined that behind the soft voice and gentle smile hid a monster. One who kept glass jars in her basement filled with something truly nightmarish. The first to disappear was a student, vanishing right after a date. Then, a university professor. Then, a tourist. All gone without a trace. The police linked the cases to unrelated incidents until a special FBI agent named Harper Crow arrived in town. He found the pattern. All the missing men were attractive, single, and had one last contact in their phone. A mysterious woman named Marissa. Her house was spotless, too spotless, sterile, almost staged. But one of the agents noticed something, a faint metallic smell coming from the vents. The basement was hidden behind a false wall, and down there was something else entirely. Dim lights, complete silence, faded formulas written on the walls, and rows of glass jars. In each one, a human organ carefully removed, labeled, and suspended in formaldehyde. Male genitals, dozens of them, each with a tag, name, age, date. They stood like museum exhibits, arranged in cold, obsessive symmetry. No bodies were ever found. Not on the property, not in the woods, not in the lakes. Just these relics. Where the rest had gone, Marissa never said. She simply looked at the investigator, tilted her head slightly and whispered, "This is their essence. It's all they ever really wanted. The rest doesn't matter." The judges couldn't hide their disgust. One juror later sought therapy, haunted by dreams of endless jars filled with flesh, in a soft, feminine voice, humming a lullaby in the dark. Subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with new exciting horror stories.